Tuesday, July 18th, and I'm all packed up, ready to go, except for all that wet stuff right there, which is kind of a morning occurrence. Anyway, I was going to do a time lapse. I always have a plan of doing a time lapse of me setting up camp, breaking down camp, but I'll get there one day. It's just a lot of work to do all this stuff, so see what happens. Today's plan: 33 miles, about 4,000 feet of elevation gain into Seeley Lake. I may try to get a motel tonight since this one's available, and after that there's a nice stretch, I think, that goes into Helena, and Llama Ranch is an alternate, and Ovando and all that good stuff. So I'll try to film some of that and figure out where I'm going. So I have a flat section for once. I thought I'd talk about a couple of likes and dislikes since I'm, I guess, over 500 miles in. I love riding the bike and I love camping, but I'll do a little more elaboration on this later on. But the bike packing has all these little bags all over the place, and it's kind of a hassle to pack and unpack the bike, all the straps, blah blah blah. But I do love riding the bike and I enjoy the camping. Hey bear, coming around the corner real quick. Hey bear, I'm coming through. Anyway, the other thing is, for the people that hike will understand this, is that yesterday I did 6,000 feet of elevation gain, maybe more, probably more, and it's roughly the equivalent of climbing a pretty large mountain once, maybe twice, depending on the peak. But the point is, zero views. Just these forest roads going over the passes. So you do all the work, you don't get any of the views. Not complaining, just pointing it out. Okay, so one more video before I close out tonight. I'm really looking forward to the next few days. We're going to Ovando, and then quick motel stop in Lincoln, and then I'm gonna do a zero at Llama Ranch. I already reserved. She's going to get me a nice cabin or something. And then the only other thing I have to do is decide if I'm going to go into Helena or take one of the alternates and go straight into Butte. Okay, it's Monday, July 17th. Pretty early. I left around 6. I think it's 7:15. Today's a big day. Yesterday was 52. Whoa, check that out. Yesterday was 52 or 55 or something like that, but it was paved, and just as a gauge, about 2,200 feet of elevation gain. Today I think it's almost 8,000 feet. We're going over the big mountain passes in Montana, I guess. So and then back on the dirt and stuff, forest roads. So right now going into Ferndale. This is the outskirts of Ferndale, and then probably it's going to be a rough day, so we'll check in after we have our 7,000 or 8,000 feet of climbing in. Quick video. It's still Monday the 17th. It's about 11:30, and I'm coming to you from the middle of nowhere in Montana. I've got my peanut butter and wraps. Time to eat. I did a little over 30 so far. I got 20 more to go, and that one climb was pretty hard. It was, I don't know, 2,500 feet. But it was very short. The elevation profile was like, kind of like New Hampshire White Mountain profile, and that'll mean something to anybody that's hiked in the Northeast. Anyway, gonna have a quick peanut butter wrap and I'm gonna move on. It rained before, but now the skies are looking really nice, so I should be in camp by 3 o'clock again is my guess. Just a couple minutes later, have my peanut butter in my hand. I was gonna sit down. When I hike, I usually find a nice viewpoint, but I saw 2 piles of grizzly poop, and it's a pretty tight corridor here, so I decided to eat on the move, bank some more miles, and not get killed by a grizzly. If you're new to the channel and have not watched any other videos, I'm deathly afraid of grizzlies. Just watch this. Every time I go around a corner, hey bear, hey grizzly, I've got my bear spray and my horn. Whoa, a little too fast. Anyway, hopefully we'll check in about 20 miles at the informal campground that I know a bunch of other southbounders are going. I like to sleep with other people, at least till I get to get to Pinedale, which is the end of grizzly bear country. Quick video after lunch. I'm realizing how hard this trip is now. So I'm on this fire road for about 50 miles, and I could probably let some pressure out of my tires, which would make the ride more comfortable, but I'm kind of lazy and I'm not doing it, and I'm paying for it for the whole 50 miles. You can look at the map. I'm at 38 miles, and there's a cutoff right here actually to a campsite. That was my bailout site, but it's a beautiful day and I can make the next 12 or 13 on this, I think 7,800 feet of elevation. That's like climbing Mount Washington like twice with a 70-pound bicycle. So Mount Washington is the highest peak in New Hampshire. No one really watches my videos, but if anyone does, tell me I'm wrong. I'm guessing it's almost 4,000 feet of vertical gain to climb Mount Washington. This is about 8,000. Anyway, another 12 miles. This is a very tough day, but we're on the downhill side and the weather's good. So I'm at mile 4450. This is a particularly tough day with the 7,800 feet of elevation gain. Just note, anybody coming southbound out of Fernwood, Montana, a lot of climbing, no views whatsoever. But what's made this really hard for me was that, again, I'm so afraid of the bears, I didn't really stop. Usually I like to sit down and have a lunch and a bunch of snacks, and I really didn't sit at all because I just wanted to keep going. I wasn't sure where a bear would come out. I saw 2 piles of bear poop, but what I'm guessing is, and they were fresh, what I'm guessing is it's pretty hot today. Maybe they're just laying in the shade right now, and but I also have laryngitis from just screaming, "Hey bear, here I come," all day long. Anyway, from a physical effort standpoint, I guess this was good. I think going forward there's one more big climb in Montana, but other than that, I did a lot of the heavy lifting in Montana, and it is pretty here. Again, I'm just afraid of the bears, and it's hard to do a 50-mile day on a road like this without stopping. Okay, so Same day, Monday the 17th. Yep, 6:10. And I'm gonna end up doing about 74 miles. The plan was, if you were watching earlier, I had a big elevation day. I don't know, depending on who you ask or what you read, between 6 and 7 and 8,000 feet of vertical gain. And me, 2 girls, and this guy from Australia were gonna camp. We were gonna camp at this informal campsite. So I got up really early because they're younger than me and faster, and I got there and it was basically like a snowplow just pushed some dirt off on the side of a road, and it was kind of sketchy. There was grizzly bear poop a little ways up the road, and I didn't know if those guys were gonna make it or not, so I moved on. So I went into this town of Condon, and I was gonna get sandwich. The grill closed at 4 o'clock, 4:30, and I went another 5 or 6 miles. I found this place that was like automotive, laundromat, tax returns, and camping. I paid my 15 bucks, and then I heard some woman talking about how the grizzly bears were bad. Plus, I would have to put my tent like 50 feet from the main highway, and I was worried some of the Montana locals would take target practice at it at night. So I'm going another 10 miles, and now see, that thing always tells me when there's a climb, even though I see the hill in front of me. So I went another 10 miles to this place called, where I'm heading to, Holland Lake Campground, which is supposed to be spectacular. And I hate getting to places late at night where all I'm going to do is eat and pitch my tent and go to sleep. But the good news is it's only like 25 miles into Seeley Lake tomorrow, and I'll call that Nero. So when it's all said and done, probably doing 75, and this thing says 5,500 feet of gain, probably 6,000 by the time I'm done, which is insane, especially when there's no views. Anyway, if I'm not too tired, I will take some video of what everyone says is a beautiful campground. So I made it into Holland Lake Campground tonight, totally beat. I think I did 74 miles, but the big thing was I think it was 6,000 feet of elevation, which was pretty tough. Anyway, here's the campsite, and it's a very nice place. And that's about it. Let me go to bed.